Do you think that the actions that have been taken in the last 3 years have prevented a recurrence of the events that we saw in September of 2008? Have we prevented the next meltdown?
I think that we made a substantial improvement in the
Wrong
situation.
answer. Have we prevented? Have we prevented? It's a yes or no question.
If we had not taken those actions, we wouldn't have had to prevent because we would have had a collapse.
Let me ask you this. A lot of people talk about the reinstitution of Glass-Steagall. You mentioned moral hazard. Do we need to draw that bright line again?
I don't think Glass-Steagall per se would have avoided the crisis. Many investment banks or commercial banks that were not combined had significant problems. We've made a lot of steps to try to address those issues. I know not everybody agrees on all of them, but I think we've made a lot of progress in getting our financial system back on a more stable footing.
Let me ask you this. In your testimony, the second to the last paragraph, the closing sentence, you said the committee will continue to monitor economic developments and is prepared to take further action. Do you have other arrows in your quiver at this point? Have most of them already been used? Is the only arrow you have left the printing press?
Well, the basic tool that the Federal Reserve has is operations in the open market that may or may not increase the money supply. But the attempts to reduce interest rates and to create more financial accommodation. We do have tools, but obviously we want to evaluate the costs and the benefits of any decisions we take, and we want to make sure that the economy is getting the appropriate amount of stimulus from us.
So the answer to that question is the printing press may be the only arrow left to your quiver?
Well, the printing press, I think that's a rather unfair characterization. The printing press literally is not actually involved. I mean, what we're doing right now, for example, is selling short-term securities and buying long-term securities. We're not changing the size of our balance sheet, and we're not changing the size of the money supply in any significant way.
As long as it works.